Hi everyone. You can hear me, right? Yeah. I can't see you that well, but that's good, so it won't make me that nervous. Well, today's presentation will be about webcasts in education, and typically what I like to share with you is well, typical prejudice that you probably all have, or that I've heard a lot in my work, and questions that I get. And we've done some research basically to, well, tell you the truth about webcasts in education. Let me see. I was told not to hold it like this, so. Okay, yeah. So first of all, let me introduce how we did this research, where we collect this data, so you get some kind of insights on how this works. This is actually what you see behind me is actually the educational lab, which I'm actually leading at Masters University. It's what we call an educational laboratory, where we work with teachers, with students, and with companies, typically in time frames of about 8 weeks, because that's how long the courses take at Masters University. And what we do is teachers or students or educators come to us and say, listen, we have a problem in this class. I want to do something interactive, want to use new technologies. How can I do so? And we help these students and teachers, together with the companies we work with, to basically implement this in class. We evaluate this, so we do research on how this works. And then, well, basically we make this available for more teachers. And we try to share this information. So that's why I'm here today, talking to you. Now, who's who? Well, me, you see, on the one side of the slide. The other person is not my boyfriend, unfortunately. But he's Ed. And Ed works at the Ed Lab. And he's basically our, how do you call this, like our little friend, our little guy, approaching students and telling them all about our new technologies and asking them to work with us. So he made this little video clip for you to basically tell you what we're working with. And hopefully this works. Where do I click? Oh, no. Okay, good. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Ed. I would like to inform you about this great service we have at Maastricht University Library. It's called Mediasite. Mediasite is the most trusted video management platform for academic, enterprise, and event webcasting. Now, you might know Mediasite as a static web lectures tool, allowing teachers to record their lectures in specified rooms equipped with Mediasite. But now, we offer the opportunity to record your own material, which can vary from knowledge clips, video assignments, or instructions. You can easily record from your own PC or Mac from any location, as long as you have an internet connection. Using Mediasite doesn't only offer opportunities for you as a teacher, such as more flexibility and more efficiency in class time. Students also love it because they can play back your lectures anytime they want, wherever they want. Results from pilot studies with Mediasite even show that study results are significantly improving with the use of Mediasite. Mediasite is really easy to use. You only need your account and you're ready to go. So, do you want to improve your students' results? And are you excited about this great innovation? Visit our website for more information and to download the Mediasite desktop version. Let's get started.
So this video is just basically for internal marketing, to show our students and our teachers what we're doing, and to give them, well, the opportunity to use this software tool as well. We're doing more than just this at the Ed Lab, but this is, well, basically what my presentation will be about. Okay, so we have actually been doing research for a few years. As you can see in the back, it's been 4 years since I'm doing this research. And I've not just collected data at Masters University, but at several institutions in the Netherlands and Belgium. So we have thousands of records on basically how students use webcasts in education. We've worked with different instructional frameworks as well, so not just lecture-based education. People at these universities have been using these web lecture tools in different kind of ways. So we've also tested different kind of scenarios. Now, within this research, we've basically measured or tried to tackle the typical Mythbusters for the use of web lectures in education. And I would like to do this today with you as well. So I would like to get you all involved, and as far as I can see you, raise your hands if you know the answers to the questions, to tell you basically, well, the truth about webcasting from data from real students and real teachers. So I'll be showing you a statement, or basically my friend will be showing you a statement. And if you've paid attention to our little movie clip, you probably know the answer to my first question. So offering online lectures increase students' performance. Who says I agree? Okay, well done. So what we see from our research, basically, I really have to click this very, very hard, is that students indicate, and this is just a student indication, that the use of web lectures significantly increased their grades. Now this might be interesting, but this is not the real hard data that we wanted. So what we did is we did another study in another course, and we looked at their grades. So basically we sorted out the students who use the web lectures and who don't use the web lectures. We looked at the historical ratings of this course, so the grades of students, and then we compared these results. So now, who thinks it actually does increase student grades? Okay, that's a little less. Well, actually what we found is that we have a 15% increase in passing rates among students who are using these web lectures. And now I thought this was kind of remarkable because it's so much, but then I talked to my colleagues and I compared it to the data that we collected at other universities, and there we see similar numbers, sometimes even higher, because at Maastricht we work with problem-based education, so lectures are not the main part of our education. So you can see that you can basically increase your passing rates quite so much with the use of such tools in education. Now, another question that I get is what I call what gets lost in the wire. So, you know, I might be talking to you or to the, let's say, the audience at home, and what is the difference in their experience as compared to your experience, because you see me live and they see me on the screen. So basically, what is the loss in transfer of knowledge when you're watching online? So who thinks that gets something lost in this wire? Okay, which is interesting. And the answer I found interesting as well. What we did is we had students make exams in class, and we had the students in a different room. So they were at university, but they were watching the video of the lecture. And basically we had them do these tests, and we found no differences in how they performed on these tests. So basically showing that the knowledge that is transferred through the wire, so to say, basically doesn't change. What does change is basically the appreciation students have for their teacher, and you will see that the face-to-face appreciation is way higher than, well, students just watching the screen. So there is something which gets lost in this wire, but it's not the knowledge that we're trying to send out. It's more the feeling, that you have when you watch the online lecture versus, well, the face-to-face lecture. Now, something I always get from teachers, and how many teachers are here? Any? Oh, a few. They say, well, you know, this is just for lazy students. I'm recording these lectures and they can stay home, lay in their bed, don't come to class anymore. So basically we're serving all these lazy students. Who agrees with this? Some of them. Well, this was really interesting because although I found no difference basically in the substitution behavior of, let's say, extrinsically versus intrinsically motivated. I don't call them lazy students, but just from a research purpose. There was a little difference because what we typically see is that the intrinsically motivated students, they fast forward the lectures, they watch only the parts that they need, whereas the intrinsically motivated students, basically they watch everything as if they were in class. Whereas the more lazy students basically select what they want to use, and they throw out all the rest. Now, I have teachers saying, why should I record my lectures, or why should I make any recordings of any educational material because, oh, this is moving from itself. Well, then you know the answer. Because students are not using it, but they are using it. And what we see is that typically students have around 10 views. I don't know why this moves from itself. I'm not touching it. What we see is that typically students watch like 10 times one recordings, and these results are basically the same throughout all our data sets, so at all universities. So students do use them, and they do repeat them. And even before an exam, well, we see like a booming in the view rates, basically. And then, of course, as soon as I'm online, no one will come to my class anymore. That is something I hear from teachers a lot. What do you think? Who agrees with this? Okay, one brave person in the front. Well, and this I found interesting from the first speaker, because basically she said, we can't replace face-to-face. And that's also, now I am clicking this. No? That's actually what we saw. I mean, we counted literally at the door how many students are there as soon as they know that it's being recorded. So how many students don't show up anymore. And I must say, okay, for the Monday morning 8:30 classes, there were a little less students, but for all the other classes, we didn't measure any difference. We also asked the students themselves, didn't you come anymore to class because you know that it was being recorded? And, well, basically, we saw hardly any difference. Now, of course, teachers will say, as a teacher, I'll become redundant because everything is online, so why would you need me? And this is what we saw, that almost 90%, 90% of all students indicate that coming to class has a social aspect. So they're not coming to class, as we heard, just to get this knowledge, because that they could get online as well. But it's more like a social aspect. So basically what we see is that face-to-face education and online education are not replaceable. Students come to class not only to learn anymore, but it's more like a social event. And then people think, okay, so now what is the message from this? I record my stuff and I just place it online. Who agrees with this? Good. No one, as far as I can see. Because that's not true. And that's often the mistake that teachers make. They basically record, they put it online, that's it. That's not how it works. Because we did see significant differences between the didactical approaches. Teachers who were just putting their content online as if it was like watching a missed episode. They had way less improving in their results than teachers who really gave it a thought and thought, what do I need to put online, and what do I record and what don't I record? So basically the message of this is, if you're putting your stuff online, do give it a thought, because just recording it probably won't do the trick. Okay. Well, and I think this was the last question. What do you think that it does to your appreciation for your class? Who thinks there is any difference? Okay. Anyone else? Okay, and this is kind of remarkable. We saw significant increases basically in student appreciation and in evaluation for all the courses where web lectures were used, even to the point that when they were not placed online, students started complaining and saying, hey, listen, where is my web lecture, or where is my online material? So you not only see that it contributes to students' performance, but you also see that it really increases the evaluations of your course. So for teachers, I would like to say, use online material, online lectures, but do keep in mind how you use them and which approach you're taking. That was it, and I think the questions are like for all of us, right? Okay, thank you. All right. Thank you.